Hi, Daniel Profeta can't come to the phone right now. He's actually holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. Alrighty then, let me just get down on my knees here. Hi guys! You might immediately notice that I am in a strange and foreign location. This is because I'm hiding out in my girlfriend's house and she won't let me leave. Normally I'm chained to an iron bar in the basement, but she has graciously decided to allow me out to make a video. And what a video I have for you today. Since the dawn of time, influencers have been doing their part to influence. You've got your classics like Napoleon embodying the ambitions of 30 million Frenchmen, to James Somerton influencing people to stop watching his videos. But have you ever witnessed a celebrity who made you want to completely avoid seeing a movie? Like the opposite of what influencing is, like de-influencing you. Well, then I'd like to introduce you to Wicked. As though someone who clicked on this video doesn't already know what Wicked is. Sometimes I like to imagine the pitch that was made to studio executives to get this movie made. So bear with me, guys. Wicked the movie will be an adaptation of Wicked, the award-winning musical adaptation of a prequel to the Wizard of Oz books, but not written by L. Frank Baum. So fan fiction. Not to be confused with the movie that you grew up with. If I were that executive, I'd ask what crack you were smoking and if I could please have some. Okay, you know what? Y'all are gonna follow me down here. Perfect. Futures made of virtual insanity. Nonetheless, Wicked has flown into theaters and has been receiving fairly positive reviews from critics and reviewers.
It stars Cynthia Erivo as the titular Wicked Witch,
who arrives at university after a troubled childhood to meet Glinda, played by up-and-coming actress Ariana Grande. You love to see big-budget features like this take a chance on new talent. Why we chose two people in their 30s to play teenagers going to school is beyond me, but thankfully Cynthia does have like a Broadway background, which makes her a good choice, I think. And obviously Ariana's a singer, so I mean, on paper it should make sense, right? Supposedly, most of the props and sets are practical effects. I love that. When I saw Lord of the Rings for the first time, I was blown away by how real everything felt, as opposed to the sleek, cynical CGI sheen of the Hobbit movies which came out later. I can't wait to see what Wicked did with their practical effects. Oh no. You know one of my favorite things about the original Wizard of Oz movie? The first act is in black and white, as Dorothy's dreary world is portrayed in dirty shades of gray. And then we're taken somewhere magical, somewhere over the rainbow. And our first glimpse into the world of Oz is a dazzling display of color. The visual storytelling in this scene is, for me, the most moving and the most wondrous part of the entire movie. And the least wondrous, magical, and moving part of the film is learning how it got made and how fucked up and awful the production was. So, somewhat naturally, a lot of people online are complaining about how strangely desaturated and unnatural the color grading in Wicked seems to be. But thankfully, the director has an answer as to why the movie looks like that. I think what we wanted to do was immerse people into Oz to make it a real place, because if it was a fake place, if it was, say, a dream in someone's mind, then the real relationships and the stakes that these two girls are going through wouldn't feel real. It's also presented in a way that we have not experienced Oz before. It's been a video game digital world, but for us, I want to feel the dirt. I want to feel the wear and tear of it, and that means it's not plastic. Why does your Wizard of Oz movie look like a car commercial? I was worried the movie with witches, wizards, a city made of emerald, and flying monkeys just wasn't realistic enough. It needed to be more grounded. I mean, if you remember, the original, which came out in 1939, looked too much like a video game. Honestly, I just don't trust an audience to connect with beauty or vibrancy. Ah, that makes sense. All of this is okay though, because the movie is, thankfully, only 160 minutes long. What? Now, if a nearly 3-hour runtime for a movie that's part one of a two-part series, which by itself is longer than the actual staged version of the play, seems daunting or off-putting to you, congratulations. You're human. Now, the title of the video is something along the lines of the most awkward interview of all time. And now we're going to get to that, because Cynthia and Ariana have been promoting the movie by doing lots of interviews and social media content. And I don't know if it's intentional or what, but in half of these clips, everyone involved seems like they're from just another plane of reality. The way that they talk and act is so frustratingly inhuman that I really wanted to share it with you. I want to share my suffering with you. And I was going to try to talk a little bit more about the movie and save kind of the worst of this for last, but honestly, as Daniel types the words that I'm saying now in the present, he just can't help himself. So now you're going to watch an interview clip that I cannot assure you won't make you want to kill yourself.
I've seen this week people are taking the lyrics of Defying Gravity and really holding space with that and feeling power in that.
I didn't know that was happening.
I've seen it, yeah.
That's really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know that was happening.
I've seen it on a couple posts. I don't know how widespread, but I am in queer media, so that's my.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I really want to hold space for what we just watched. And then call up a moving company with all this shit we need to unpack from this display of evil. This is evil, I'm pretty sure. This is the type of evil that will go viral and end up in a skit on Saturday Night Live about 8 months after it was relevant. What the fuck is even going on in this video? The interviewer made some shit up about people listening to a song from a musical and holding space for it. Whatever that means. I'm tired of therapy speak being utilized by people who don't know how to be authentic. I don't need celebrities telling me that I need to hold space in my heart when my pet cat dies. That's not how people talk. People are really finding power. It's so dramatic. I don't even blame Cynthia for her non-response in the beginning. It makes sense. This movie is like Avengers, but for theater kids. Imagine Robert Downey Jr. getting interviewed, and the interviewer's like, your performance from Iron Man is really resonating with tech enthusiasts. Yeah. So much so that it's changed their lives forever. And they've decided that they need to die as Iron Man died, as Jesus died, even. And then our buddy Rob's just like, I had no clue that was even a thing. And the interviewer's just like, yeah, well, it is. I've seen it, so. Then she drops the nuclear bomb that it was a couple of posts on fucking Twitter that led her to this conclusion. I've seen the words pussy in bio a million times on Twitter. Do you think every Twitter user really has cat pictures on their page? Now I'm reminded of my dead cat again. Fuck.
Really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this musical has been around since 2003. What does she mean? That's exactly what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You acted like you didn't even understand the statement 2 seconds ago, and now it's exactly what you wanted? You didn't even write it! That specific song has been huge as like a girl boss anthem for theater kids since the day it released. The original musical has won award after award after award and has been popular for a long time now. More than 20 years now. What is it that she's claiming ownership over? Does she just mean she was hoping people would like her voice? But that can't be it, because I noticed that you're not holding space, and I'm really gonna need you to step up your space holding game.
Really holding space with that and feeling power in that.
I didn't know that was happening.
I've seen it, yeah.
Why is this considered a normal way to talk about people about your feelings or emotions or about anything. Like, I know therapy speak is helpful in certain situations. I use it sometimes in my videos to try to make myself as clear as possible. But if I met real people who talk to each other like this exclusively, I would assume that they hated each other. I guess when some of these dipshits say that Chappell Roan is too combative in interviews, this is what they actually want her to be doing. Also, elephant in the room, what was going on with the beanie is something that you might be asking, but nothing is going on with the beanie. It doesn't look like she just tossed it up in the air and let it float gently down upon her head. That's crazy talk. Throughout this turmoil, I held on to one stray bit of hope, which was a serious lapse in judgment on my part, and I apologize. You see, if you read really far in between the lines here, you can almost imagine that Cynthia and Ariana are actually desperately trying to hold in laughter at the ridiculousness of the interview questions. You can almost see them try to hold back so that they can take it seriously, so that people take their movie seriously and it does well and they can continue to build wealth. And then whatever this is happens, don't worry, I'm here for you to grab onto your one single finger. And I'm left to feel again like just a member of some dirty rabble that doesn't understand the inner machinations of what causes someone to act like this. I can't even see through the facade. Then we get to the saddest and funniest line from this whole thing. You're coming down to my level again. Immediately after the interviewer says that she just represented a handful of cherry-picked social media posts that may or may not even exist as the prevalent ideas of the majority of people who are interested in this project, she then says she knows what she's talking about. She's in queer media.
So I don't know how widespread, but I am in queer media, so that's my...
Doesn't that just make you feel like dollar signs in the eyes of these glorified fucking data analysts? Maybe I'm just a hater, but I think it's an interesting thing when more people are complaining and discussing the marketing campaign of a movie than they are talking about the actual movie. I like the musical. I've got some friends who are obsessed with it, and here's hoping that the movie is good. I mean, y'all remember how the original looked like a video game, right? Thank God we won't have to deal with that again. In all seriousness, I probably am going to end up seeing this at some point, so here's hoping it's good. I like the musical. It's adapting well enough, so I guess I'll find out soon enough. Thanks so much for watching. See you around.